Hey, welcome back to your favorite episode of the week. It is Wednesday Night Walker. Of course, I am one of your hosts, and I say one of because I have some special guests. I am Dean Walker, and I'm accompanied by
your boy, Cordell, a.k.a. Smoke.
Hey guys, it's Neal Pretty Boy Thomas here.
And we are here to kind of lighten Wednesday Night Walker up a little bit.
I mean, yeah, sure. I think it was fine the way it was.
Oh, yeah.
So honestly, I brought the boys here. All right, we're coming together tonight to talk about something that's been on Neal's mind since Monday night on Raw, the new WWE World Heavyweight Championship. I'm gonna step aside. I'm gonna step aside because I want Neal to say it first.
No, that's okay. You go ahead.
We're not gonna hear that. We have not heard the end of it since.
No, that's okay. It's your show,
yesterday.
man. It's your show. You can go ahead first. I want to hear what you have to say, and then I want to hear what Smoke has to say, and I want to tell you why both of you guys are wrong and I'm right.
Are you sure? You want me to talk?
Sure? Are you
go ahead, man.
Turn
it's
down
your
my
show,
mic, man.
It's
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? No,
go ahead.
We all sound good here. We all sound good. Man, all right. I don't mind it. I don't mind the new belt. I think it looks really nice. Actually, I love the new belt.
Most of the kids did.
He's shaking his head, man.
Most of the kids did.
I think if you look really close at the details, it has a lot of the same features as the big gold belt. Obviously, it has the lions on there, has all that shit. It really isn't that bad. I can see there's something off about it. A lot of people are blaming the logo, and I'm gonna blame it as well. But if you look at the AEW World Title, the Ring of Honor, the fucking anything and everything, they have a big ass logo. Impact has a big ass Impact logo, and it takes up the middle of the middle plate. It takes up the middle of the side plates.
It does, and I don't even like it because first off, their belt isn't even big enough for them to have Impact written across it like that.
It's because it's a smaller belt and then big ass Impact.
It's very small. They could fit it on literally one of their hands.
Yeah, so I mean, honestly, the logo itself, maybe it's not the size, right? Maybe because it has the black globe in the back, so maybe it doesn't mesh because the big gold did not have black on it whatsoever. And then people are always really on the edge with silver logos, right? Silver anything, like the ECW belt from like 2010, or people are split on it. I love it. It's one of my favorite belts for some reason. Don't know why. But maybe because the W is low, the logo is silver, or the globe in the back is black. I don't know. I like that it has kind of the same design, right? I wish they would have just brought the big gold belt back, to be honest. I don't know why we have to create new championships every 5 years, but I mean, the design of it's cool to me. It has a different shape, kind of like a UFC belt. In my opinion, that's what I get from it. But yeah, I mean, it's fine. I'm not, my panties are not in a bunch about it. Okay. They're boxer briefs. I'll be honest. You know what? Anyway, Cordell, what do you think about it?
I'm gonna be honest with you. You kind of had me with the whole panties in the brunch thing. I didn't even want to participate anymore.
Well,
but
what you mean, man?
So I know I'm usually the one who kind of doesn't care often when it comes to the decisions that they make. This one didn't make sense to me in many ways. I don't like the title. It actually looks very generic to me. Looks very plain. I feel like they could have done more than just the WWE logo in the middle of it, and I'm sure many others agree. It just looks extremely plain. Like it just looks like it looks like it was a last minute thought over a long period screw up that they're trying to cover up. Let me repeat that. A last minute thought over a long period screw up that they are trying to fix that they did. And the long period screw up is having Roman have that title for so long, and the last minute thought is this belt to help rectify the bullshit that they did at Mania. And you know, me and you, Neal, we went through back and forth on that decision.
We did.
But I can always call a spade, or I could call a fuck up and when I see one. And I think that
you're saying that Cody should have won at
I'm
Mania
not
now?
saying that at all. I'm saying that if they were going to have him win. Don't create a title to deflect what you're I'm sorry, not deflect, to pedal backwards, to backpedal on your decision of letting Roman keep that title. This belt ain't needed. You should have just had you should have just had Cody win and call it that.
Yeah, of course.
And that's just my opinion on it. But like I said, I try to call everybody out. When you do some crazy shit, I try to call you out. But hey, we are here, they are there, and they know the best decisions that is for their company.
Yeah. So we just read, according to Sports Illustrated, that it was Triple H's decision to create a third belt, second belt, whatever you want to call it. So Monday Night Raw, Triple H makes the announcement, game-changing. It's going to shake the foundation of the WWE. Boy, did it shake the foundation, man. I got to say something right now. When Triple H was talking, trying to convince us, I'm going to talk about the belt, but I wanted to get this off my chest first. When he was trying to convince us that why Roman was champion for so long, he doesn't defend the title, he's gone for such a long period of time. It should be technically every 30 days you're supposed to defend the title, but based on Roman Reigns' contract and his situation, it's bad for business. Literally, who's in charge of this? Triple H is in charge of this. Isn't Triple H, doesn't he have the power to strip Roman of the title if he wants to? Is Triple H ballless? Does he not have guts to do anything like that? Because apparently he doesn't. Is he scared of Roman Reigns? I don't know what the problem is with Triple H and Roman Reigns is, because I feel like Triple H, if he was actually any kind of authority figure, he would actually have done that too, because this is what's needed. He even admitted that it's bad for business. And you're going to tell us that Roman not defending the title is something that we constantly have to look forward to, because he goes months and months and months and months and doesn't even defend the title. He doesn't show up on Raw. He barely shows up on SmackDown, and it's fucking ridiculous, man. The problem is, I go back to my original statement. Cody Rhodes should have won at WrestleMania. He should have had both titles, kept the WWE, and then he can relinquish the Universal title. Why create a second or / third title when you already had two to begin with? You don't even need all this fucking drama. Why do they got to overcomplicate things? WWE is the only wrestling company that essentially has 3 world championships. Yes, Roman hasn't defended the Universal title separately from the WWE title because he unified it a year ago. But you already had 2 belts. Why create a third one? And the biggest thing they're talking about here, you're going to have Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, Austin Theory, LA Knight. They're going to go after a secondary consolation prize, because that's what it ends up being now, because they're not going to beat the man. Ric Flair said it, to be the man, you got to beat the man. Roman is the fucking man right now, and they're not going to beat him for the championship. It's going to be a second place. Now, over time, can the belt develop a lineage and a prestige that you want to build off it? Sure. But what's stopping Roman Reigns from coming to be like, hey, I want that fucking world title too? Then this guy's going to have 3 titles now. It's fucking ridiculous, man. And the fact that Triple H looked like a fucking moron when he was trying to explain this to us on Monday Night Raw, man. I think Triple H is getting dumber, and it was his fucking idea to create a title. That's a really stupid fucking move, because you couldn't figure out a way to get Roman and split the titles from him. This guy's going to have every record in the book by it's all said and done, but you guys painted yourself in a corner, and now you had to create a third title that's clearly secondary to Roman Reigns. So how is it a world championship when he has the title? You can't have 2 world champions on the same caliber in the same wrestling company. This is not like how it was in 2005, where it was the World Heavyweight title and it was the WWE title. That was completely separate. Now what you did is you told us time and time again, Corey Graves, Michael Cole, they beat us over the fucking head. Roman is the man. He's the number 1 guy in the sport, in the industry. But yet you created another title, a secondary title for everybody else to go for, because you just told us they're not good enough to beat Roman. You admitted that. And the fact that the title looks like the World Heavyweight title and the WWE title had sex and that's what they gave birth to, it should have been aborted with a fucking coat hanger. That's how bad that title looks, man. I fucking hate it with that W in the center. It looks so gaudy. It looks so nasty. They could have made it so much simplistic. I would like to meet the guy who came up with that title because he wouldn't know fucking art if it crawled up in his ass and laid fucking eggs. Because that title looks like shit. I hate it. And it's garbage. They need to take it back to the drawing board because it sucks. The whole idea sucks. Triple H sucks. That title sucks. This whole Roman Reigns shit sucks. It's getting worse. Cody should have fucking won at WrestleMania. This all could have been inverted. And Seth Rollins is the number one guy to win the title, this World Heavyweight title. For what? He's not beating Roman. He's the only guy that didn't. He lost by disqualification. This whole situation's a fucking huge mess. And WWE did it to themselves. And I hope people can see this. I really hope they could see how stupid, how convoluted, how these storylines don't make any sense, and it's all shit. It's all shit. That's it. I'm done.
Maybe they did this for entertainment purposes of keeping people talking. You know the old saying of even bad press is good press? No? He's a little hot right now, you guys. He's a little upset.
Let me hop in.
Yeah,
here.
please,
Let me just hop in
because Pretty Boy just is really upset right now
for a quick minute.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying because I totally felt that kind of way when I first saw it. I was kind of split, you know, and the other side of me sounded like Neal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it took me looking up the belt on Google, and I saw the replica, and it was where it was all bright. I could see the details. And
did you like the replica better?
Well, I mean, it's the same thing, but like just like how it's like a stock image, so I can really see the details and shit. When you look at the details of the design, it has a lot of the old school shit to it, and I can really respect it. I'm glad they implemented it and didn't change it up into something new to where we're all gonna hate it, you know. So I can respect that they're trying to bring the lineage still back of the gold, the big gold. But I think it honestly, I really don't hate it. I kind of like it. I really do kind of like the belt.
It looks like a generic knockout version.
Yeah, they could have done a lot better, but for what it is, I do like it. I would wear it. You know, I do like it a lot. It's just. It's the fucking. It's the logo.
I would wear it.
I'd wear it. I'd wear it.
It's not a fashion statement.
As a little accessory.
I would wear it.
Okay. Like I'd want to win it. You know, I'd want to hold on to it, and you know. But I think it's tough for me to wrap my head around a new version of it because the big gold belt is my favorite belt. Like the thing that got me into wrestling and just. It was like partially like I want to win that belt. Like I want that belt, you know? And I don't know. So I think it's just a logo. If they change the logo a little bit, that title, man, it'd be clean as fuck. I really do think that. But I can see what Neal says. It does look kind of lazy in many ways. Last minute. I mean, I heard news like months ago that Triple H was trying to implement a lot of new championships, but I did want to touch base a little bit here, bring it back a bit about the whole Triple H promo, right? So Triple H was saying shit like, Roman Reigns is on top, so let's create a new belt. And that made the new belt feel like a secondary belt, and I don't like that. You should never create a new championship and say this is the second place trophy.
No,
never.
You never do that. You can't say like, hey, this guy's down. It's like, you know what? Michael Jordan, he's winning too many championships, so we're going to take all the best players. We're going to create a different league so you guys can win one too.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly what he said, if you think about it. That's exactly what he said. Jordan, we can't have you win 6 rings. Barkley, we're going to create another league. You can win a title for yourself, and then that's what you're going to do.
100%.
That's exactly what they did. They admitted it that he's too good, he's too dominant, and he can't be beat, so we have to create this other title. Now, I can understand creating a new title because you need one champion on one show and then one champion on another, but then why not just split the titles that you already have or make Roman or whomever's going to be the champ go to both shows?
Yeah, well,
That's a
so
simple fix.
are we going to see 3 champions eventually, or do you think this will turn into
Universal
a
title's
one
done.
belt, right?
Universal title's done.
Oh, do you think they're just going to nix it?
It's meaningless now.
I guess. I mean, I've heard people say maybe they're going to create a unified, like the undisputed WWE title.
Yeah, they can create a new championship so Roman's walking around with one belt. He's gonna have to.
Can you imagine having 2 for the rest of the? Because having 2, and then having the one world title, and they're just gonna always have the 2. Like that's stupid, right?
Yeah.
So creating a new belt, I think wouldn't be too bad.
You would think after a year that they would have merged the titles.
Yeah. The Universal title, I've never liked. I'm not a fan of the WWE Universe and all this universe shit. I'm not a fan of it. So I don't know, man. I think in general, right? It's not bad. It's not bad. We'll see where it goes. We'll see what happens. I think they can make changes and adjustments. I mean, you guys know when the WWE belt came out, back when Randy Orton had it and all that shit, and they created that new WWE belt after the spinner.
Yeah.
That thing looked super generic compared to what they made after it a little bit. They redefined it.
But the spinner belt had to go.
I did like the spinner belt for some reason.
I did too,
but it was of its time. The spinners and shit like
that belt eventually had to evolve with the times.
That was 2005, man. You got to move on from that.
Yeah, because everybody always drove around with spinners and shit on their cars. And man, I mean, and like the spinner chains and all that.
And that represented a particular wrestler, to be honest with you, instead of everyone.
Yeah, you know what though? Even though Cena is the one who kind of made it famous and had it, seeing Randy Orton with that belt looked really good though.
It didn't look bad. It
I'll
didn't
be
look
honest.
bad. Even Edge's version of the belt wasn't terrible either.
You know what? Can I say this too? Because I feel like I'm losing respect for Triple H. I thought
Pipe Bomb Part 2.
I thought him coming in was gonna have better changes.
Are you finally seeing the light that I was telling you?
But listen, I know Vince McMahon. He books Roman, Cody, and Brock Lesnar. But Triple H has been responsible for a lot of this stuff. He can't book a women's division for anything to save his life.
Listen, how you and I both feel about that.
And every time he comes out, I could see Vince McMahon's hand up his ass when he's talking. It's not him. Now he doesn't have a choice in the matter. He's being told what to say. And that promo on Monday Night Raw made me so sick and was so disappointing. Every word he said was the biggest bullshit I think I've ever heard in my life. And he keeps doing it over and over again. It's just like WWE's in the shitter right now. Yeah, attendance is great, but here's a shiny new toy everybody can ooh and ah over. It's a distraction, man. It's a distraction. It's a complete distraction on what's really going on here. And it's disappointing. And I think Triple H, until he does something that I like, I wasn't Team Triple H to begin with. I was definitely not Team Vince McMahon. But I feel like my enthusiasm for Triple H and all this going on, the draft, this motherfucker better come up with some genius shit. Some genius shit. Or else it's just going to be the same garbage we've been seeing. He better do something with LA Knight. He better make the women's division great. There better be some really good NXT call-ups. He better do a lot. He's got a lot on his fucking plate, man. The tag team division is straight up garbage. If I see the Balding Bros versus the Viking Raiders one more time, I'm going to shit kittens, man. I can't. And what about LWO? Can they win a match, please? Why do they got to be fed to the Bloodline and Judgment Day constantly? He's making those decisions, right, too. It's just over and over again with this, man. Raw is unwatchable. SmackDown is semi-watchable. Vince McMahon, he's booking Cody for shit right now. All these emotional promos and speeches, I'm sick of it already. And I like Cody Rhodes, but one more time, if I hear him crying about his scar on his chest, yeah, we get it. You tore your fucking pec. I understand that now. We get it. We understand. It's almost been a year already. Can we move on from it? We don't have to hear about it every time. Do we have to hear about his dad every time? No. Let's hear about Cody Rhodes, man. They made Cody Rhodes look like a chump to me. He looks weaker now than he ever has before. I don't know, Triple H, man. Everybody was singing his praises and the honeymoon and stuff like that. But every time I look at him, I have little, and I still have respect for him for what he did for the business. I do respect him in that regard. But when it comes to these booking decisions, really look at what he's doing. Really look at it, because it's been garbage and it's terrible and I hate it. And that fucking title shit. Sorry there, Dean.
No hard feelings, bro. So I did want to discuss as our last topic, CM Punk. He was backstage. He got kicked out. It could be because they just don't want to make it seem like there's any tampering due to contracts. So it might not be personal. But it is a little interesting. It's honestly probably nothing, no big deal. He's probably visiting an old friend or something. But the fact that he did that, and he could have said, "Hey, buddy, come to my house when Raw's over." But the fact that he did that and went there, that's some news to talk about.
From what I read, they say he actually went there. Now this could be false. We don't know.
Yeah.
They say he went there and that he actually made amends with quite a few people. I know the Miz was one of the people they say he made amends with. Oddly, and I swear I'm not bringing her name in. He was oddly outside having a very long conversation with Tamina.
I knew you would jump on that
like
one.
A very long, and it looked intense, right? Like it looked intense. Like she was telling him like something, but he was all ears. Like he knew to shut. You know how you shut up when mom or aunt walked into the building, they telling you off. It's like she was telling him something, and he was just like all ears, like basically like, and it was a heated confrontation. And I'm like, out of all people him speaking with, I didn't think he would be talking to Tamina.
Yeah, that's very odd. That's very strange. Vince kicked him out, by the way.
Vince is the one?
He told him to
for
leave.
Sure about that?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yep. He went to Triple H. He was like, I think CM Punk wanted to stick around a little longer, but like, nah, bro, you got to go, man.
Oh, Jeff, Dean Walker, you're going to love this one. You know who else kicked him out?
Who else, man?
The cockroach.
Oh,
Natty.
She advised
Natty
him.
By nature.
Listen,
she said she advised him that
it's not a good look. It's not a good look.
She advised him to leave. I don't know if that's just advice that you get, like, hey, they own some ish. You might want to just head on out of here.
He's still under contract with AEW. He probably should not be lollygagging at the rival company, quote unquote.
I think
for a while.
I think the fact that they went outside to talk to him was like a courtesy thing.
Oh, of course.
It's kind of like he was in gang territory, man. Like, he was on the other side of the fucking pond, on the other side of the train tracks, right? And not good. Not a good look.
He was on the other side of 8 Mile. It was like, like you got to go, bro.
He was in the 9th mile.
But what was he? What was?
Did you guys like that one?
Yeah, we just gonna overlook it.
What was his goal?
I don't know, but it's like,
what was his purpose?
And again, I don't mean to put her name in it, but out of all people in that video, they were having a heated ass discussion as if they were really talking about some shit.
I'm sure she's highly respected backstage.
Oh, of course. I don't doubt that. I'm not joking around that. I don't doubt that. But it's like, what would those two
it's weird
have to talk about? Because it didn't look like he was like, it was like a joke of a conversation. She was heated. He looked heated. It was the exchange just seemed weird.
So how about this? If you're an AEW talent, what would you think about that?
That's a man off the clock who's minding his business.
You sure about that?
He's off the clock.
He seems awful chatty to the people that he doesn't work with or for.
He knows them.
But the people,
he's not talking to Vince or Triple H. He's talking to his fellow.
He did talk to Triple H.
Well, he's talking to his fellow wrestlers
for another company. And he has all this time on his hands.
Well, Tony Khan signed a lot of people from another company.
I'm just saying, like, he has all this time to chit chat. Why don't he sit down with Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks?
Well, why would he want to?
Why would he want to?
That
interesting.
That doesn't have anything to do with anything. He's talking.
I don't know, man.
He's talking to people he actually wants to talk to.
Okay, I'm not saying that's a bad look, man. That's a bad look.
Why would he care about? Why would he care about being?
Care.
No, he should not. First of all, I'm not going to be worried about what my op thinks.
Your what?
My op.
Neal doesn't know the lingo. You gotta
well, I'm not going to be. Sorry, let me simplify.
Opposition?
I'm not going to be sitting here worried about what my hater thinks.
Who's the hater?
Whoever he's upset with.
You talking about Kenny Omega and the
I'm
Young
not
Bucks?
talking about anybody in particular. Whoever he's upset with, I'm not going to be worried. Oh, what would Kenny Omega think? Why would I care?
It was. Do we know if AJ was with Punk?
I believe so.
Okay, all right. Because I feel like it would be a weirder, a much more different and weirder conversation if CM Punk was alone.
I think
Because then it's like he's doing business.
I think she
you know?
was there, but again, the people who she had problems with have long gone.
True.
So.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot to talk about with the championship and Punk. I know we tried shortening it down because Wednesday night we try not to go too long. But yeah, man, I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see if Punk is really going to return. What is he? Neal, you said he's set to return when?
June 17th.
Okay, in Chicago.
No, it's not Chicago. It's I'm not sure the city off the top of my head, but it's the debut of Dynamite Collision on Saturday. The rumored new show that's apparently going to split the brand. So CM Punk's going to be on one show, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks are going to be on Dynamite.
So, do they have dates set for that? Like, the new show would be on a certain day of the week.
Saturday.
Saturday.
Saturday night.
Okay. That's different, especially when WWE has pay-per-views on Saturday nights.
Yep.
That's going to be weird, but they can't compete with Monday Night Raw. They don't want to compete with NXT on Tuesday. They already have Wednesday booked. Thursday, maybe they don't want to step toe-to-toe with Impact if they're still on Thursdays.
I knew you were going to bring them into it.
Nah, no hate.
I knew
no
you were
hate.
going to bring them into
No
it.
hate.
Don't make me turn Wednesday Night Walker out.
Damn. All right, I'll watch it. And then Friday Smack. I mean, I guess that makes sense, but you know what I would do? I would move. I would. Oh my God, no, you can't, because if you move Rampage to Saturday, and you put Collision on Friday,
that's hard.
It would still be on SmackDown.
It would overlap.
A Saturday slot is very hard unless you have like a morning mid-afternoon. What in the 90s? What did they used to have WWE? What did they used to have on Saturday?
They had something on Saturdays.
And
then they tried something.
It came on in the afternoon, like 11 to 12.
They had something like a decade ago.
Saturday night main event was Saturday night.
Yeah,
but that was different. That was more
Superstars. They had superstars. Yep.
Now remember they tried that Saturday morning slam or something. It
They
was like
did.
kind of
That's
green.
what it was.
You remember that shit?
But that
was like
before you
2015, 2014, 2013.
No, maybe not that. No, I'm thinking more.
They
90s.
redid one.
Superstars was in the 90s. I
It was like
believe.
a kid version of the show.
Yeah, it was
even
very
more.
old. It was very old.
Superstars was in the 90s where they would have it from the 11 to 12 or 12 to 1 time slot.
Yeah, they brought Superstars back, but it was on
Okay.
Hulu for a while, if you remember.
They did. They did.
Superstars.
They did.
It was like on Thursdays or something, and then they had main event on Wednesdays. Yeah, but anyway, so it's gonna be weird. I don't know if I want to. I mean, I'm gonna DVR everything anyway, so I'm not gonna miss the show if a pay-per-view's on or some shit. But what if they have a pay-per-view? Are they just gonna try to schedule it for a Sunday then? Or what is going to happen? You know what I'm saying? Like for AEW,
WWE doesn't care. They purposely scheduled the NXT premium live event the same day as Double or Nothing.
No. AEW, like if they have a Saturday night pay-per-view like they usually do, what are they going to do with Collision? You know, like unless they move their pay-per-views to Sunday for AEW, I don't know how they're going to.
They're just going to have to navigate it too. But
It's going to be weird, man.
Apparently, Warner Brothers, they love AEW television and they wanted more content. They were like content. So they're approving. They're going to throw a shit ton of money too at AEW eventually. So it's just like apparently they're very pleased with the numbers, and AEW is not going away for a long time. So more content is better.
AEW Collision is for sure probably going to be the name, or
I would say 99% sure that's the name. I haven't seen any other name change, but it sounds right. So okay. Dynamite, Collision, Rampage.
All right, so Rampage is going to turn into the NXT, I guess, right? Kind of have all the developmental.
You know what? It's tough too because you put AEW Collision on a Saturday night during the summer. A lot of people out, man.
Yeah,
I don't know what the ratings are going to look like for a show.
Because we make time for pay-per-views, but a weekly Saturday night, we ain't going to be doing that shit.
So, guys, are you guys ready? You got Monday Night Raw. You got NXT. You got AEW Dynamite. You got nothing on Thursday. You got Friday Night SmackDown. Then you got Rampage and then AEW Collision.
Don't just slide over Thursday like that. Don't just, bro. We. I just emailed a guy from Impact. We can't be doing.
Oh,
Hold up.
I will let that one.
It's all
slide.
love here. It's all love. We're just playing.
I'm gonna let that one
We're
slide.
just playing. Anywho, that was Wednesday Night Walker.
You said that very quick, by the way.
With your boys Neal, Pretty Boy Thomas, and Cordell, aka Smoke. You can find Cordell at Cordell Ponson. Just like we said last week. Please DM
It's
our
already out
pictures.
there.
It's already out there. They forgot all about
and
it.
then Neal does not have social media, but he uses our Twitter a lot.
Yep,
So
that's
he's
me.
At Pod Marking Out on Twitter.
Yes.
And at Marking Out Pod on Instagram. I know
Yes.
we
Check out the YouTube page.
Yep.
YouTube is down below in the links.
Yes, it is.
Everything. And of course, yours truly. I am Dean Walker at 99 Dean Walker. We will see you this weekend for the Marking Out Network.